Hello world, welcome to Facebook Live with Ski Racing Media in Nordica, USA. I am your renowned host, Pearson Neal, and I am the National Race Manager for Nordica in the US. The video you guys just saw is of Alec Benatzer, one of our up-and-coming World Cup athletes. He's over in Europe right now training hard and will be ready to shred for this World Cup coming season. We actually did a Facebook Live earlier this spring with Alex, and we had a great Q&A with him. If you ever want to get a recap of that, you can head back to Ski Racing site and check it out. So as Fit Day started around the US and COVID is still a very real thing, we're still trying to work ways to keep everyone safe and out of harm's way with as little touch to product and around people as you possibly could. Hence all these live events and endless Zoom videos that we've been doing, whether it be meetings within our group, meetings with ski racing, meetings with the US ski team, anywhere, it's all about meetings, but guess what? We're all still here. We're all still having fun. Today I'm going to run you through updates of all the Nordica race line with the tools that we've come up with for the fall fit days, that all of our reps around the US will have, as well as myself, to keep people safe, with as little touch as possible at these fit days, where you're able to size people without them actually putting on boots. We have charts and size recommended matrix that I'll talk about in our race guide as we move forward. So to get down to the nitty gritty, let's start with the product updates from the top down. We're going to start today with our World Cup race department skis. So our World Cup race department skis are completely revamped this year, starting with our 165 slaloms and 156 slaloms, our World Cup race departments. These skis come with a 14 millimeter plate, and we're offering them in a stiff flex and a soft flex this year. So the stiff flex is for your, I'd say, upper level FIS athlete, that NORAM kid, that college kid looking for that extra edge. Whereas if you have a junior FIS athlete that's just coming onto the FIS circuit, the softer ski might be a little more presentable for him, where he won't get kicked out of the turn as much. But these skis are completely new, based off of our World Cup model, the exact same model that Benatzer will be skiing on at the World Cup. This is the same ski. It is a little bit softer, but it gives you the same snap and that same aggressiveness at the top of the turn to make it down the course. Same with the GS skis. So the 188 and the 193 30 meter skis, these do have the 10 millimeter plate on them, and we are offering them again in the stiff and the soft flexes. So the stiff again for your upper level athlete, college, NORAM, and your softer flex either for your lighter FIS athlete or for that kid that's just coming onto the FIS circuit that's a little less aggressive, that is working his way up in the rankings. Moving on to our non-FIS skis. So the non-FIS skis are the skis that your junior racers or your masters racers tend to like a little bit more than the race department skis. The race department skis have that thicker plate, so they tend to give a little more snap, whereas our 156 and 165 and the non-FIS skis for slalom have a little different shape, makes the turn shape a little bit easier, a little less aggressive. So it's easier to get that ski to initiate. And then same with the GS line of the non-FIS skis. So we offer the adult version. We had this in a 188-27 meter last year. This year we're offering it in the 188-25 meter in a 183-23 meter ski. So these skis are your adult non-FIS skis. Little bit thicker wood core, a little more metal, for your upper level U16 looking to move into that FIS position next year, or your master skier looking for something a little more radius to have a little bit easier time getting down that course. We also offer the non-FIS skis in our tweener sizes. So the tweener construction is a little softer construction, a little less metal in the ski. Allows the ski to bend a little bit easier for your younger, say, lighter U16 athletes or U14 athletes, that bigger U14 athlete looking to move up into that U16 age group. We make these in the 178 and the 183, and they're both 23-meter skis. Moving into our junior line of skis, so new to our junior line of skis, so our whole GS line got redone this year. So sizes down from 171 to a 136. So these skis have all new plates on them. It's a new marker plate. The 171, the 164, and the 156 come with a one-piece marker plate with a pin in it. This plate seems to be much lighter than the old one, and it flexes much better. So it gives that ski that fuller bend when the athlete flexes into that turn. When you move down to the 150, the 143, and the 136 in that junior GS ski, the new marker plate is a two-piece plate. So it allows, instead of having that old marker plate that was just one long piece across the ski, which gave the ski sort of a dead spot in the middle, this new marker plate allows the ski to bend very comfortably underneath the athlete's foot, allowing them to, fully engage the ski in the turn. In the 150, again, the 150, the 143, and the 136 have the two-piece plate for the junior GS. All new shapes to the skis, better radius, a little bit flatter tip, less aggressive, much softer initiating in the tip for these junior GS skis. Moving on to the junior slalom skis. So the junior slalom skis, we do offer the 150 and the 143. It's the same shape as last year. So the shape and construction didn't change, but the plate did change, making the ski a little bit lighter. So the 150 and the 143 do come with that two-piece new marker plate. In the smaller sizes, which would be your 143, your 136, your 129, your 122, do come with that two-piece marker plate to give that ski with that super short length, that full bend underfoot. So it's not that one-piece plate, gives that ski a little more action. We're also offering the 150 junior slalom with the piston plate. So this is what you'd call your tweener ski, again, for your U14 or lighter U16, looking to make that step up to that non-FIS 156. This ski with the piston plate gives it a little bit more snap in the turn, makes it a little bit more aggressive, a little bit beefier than going with the full-on junior ski. And again, I'll get to all questions at the end of this. That was just sort of the ski rundown. We'll go on to the feed after this. We'll answer some questions if you got live questions, and we're gonna get onto the boots now. So starting with the World Cup boots, boot fitting is probably one of your most hands-on things with these fit days that are starting around the country. So boot fitting is a very important thing. The World Cup line of boots, which we offer in a 150 flex, a 130 flex, a 110 flex, and a low cuff 100. These boots are 93 lasted boots. So when you go to put this boot on, it is usually not going to feel good. It's not going to be like putting on, a comfortable retail boot. This boot is meant to, fit your foot. So you put your foot in there, it hurts, here on your sixth toe. It hurts here on your big toe. It hurts in your bone spurs on your heel. This boot is meant to be ground, molded, and manipulated to fit all of those spots on your foot. A tip for fitting at home to check your boots that you currently have and thinking that you might need to go up to a bigger size. What you would do is you just pull out the liner. Pull out that liner like so. If you want to make it a little bit easier on yourself, you can pop these cuff rivets off and take the cuff completely off. And then you just slide your foot into the shell, touch your big toe to the front of that boot. And if you have about, say, a pointer finger behind your heel, That's a good shell fit for, you know, your full-on race fit boot. These boots in the World Cup version, the 93 lasted version, they're not dinned. So this lug, if you go to stick it in a binding without bringing it to somewhere to get it dinned, which means cutting the toes and heels with a router, this boot will not fit into that normal race binding. You must get this cut off for the proper ISO din before you're able to put it into a binding. But again, so World Cup boots, 93 last. That 100 low cuff boot that I was talking about, which is this boot right here. That lower cuff for your, you know, your first year FIS kid that has a little bit shorter leg, you know, male or female, you know, it just gives them the ability to get over the top of that shell a little bit more and flex into the boot. Whereas once you get into the World Cup, you know, 110, 130, 150, that cuff gets a little bit higher, you know, as your sizes go up. So that low cuff is a good equal medium for those athletes that haven't fully developed yet. Moving on to the GP series, our GP 130, our GP 110, and our GP 100 come in a 98 lasted boot. So I'd say this boot is more for your beer league skier, you know, that really good high school skier that's looking to not just go, you know, just ski racing. He wants to go out and ski as well. Whereas the World Cup boots they're a lot thicker plastic and a lot colder. These boots provide a little bit more warmth, I'd say, and comfort for your everyday skiing. This is what I would say I'd put my foot in to go skiing in every day versus a lace-up liner World Cup boot. These boots are fully solid lug soles. They are dinned. You are able to lift this boot, cant this boot, manipulate this boot the way you would with a World Cup boot. I'd say punching this boot is actually a little bit easier than grinding this boot, whereas the plastic in the World Cup boot is very easy to grind and punch. This boot is much easier just to heat and punch when you get those hot spots on your bone spurs. So that is our GP series of boots. Moving on to two new boots that are US model only. Our 90 low cuff and our 70 low cuff are new junior boots. So this is pretty much the World Cup mold with a 96 last. So it's a little bit 3 millimeters wider than our World Cup boot. But again, you know, solid sole. You got the lace-up liner in the 90, not in the 70. These boots are pre-dinned, but again, you have the ability to, you know, put that lifter on the bottom of the boot, lift them, cant them, plane them, manipulate them so that your knee is in the right spot and it has you going fast down the hill. So that is offered again in the 90 flex and the 70 flex, and that is a low cuff. And then we are offering still the GP70 and our GP60, which is just a little bit softer plastic than the LC in the 90, 70 and 90 LCA. So this boot is for that lighter weight kid, you know, U12, U14 that's not fully ready to move into a World Cup molded boot. This boot will give them a little more comfort, a little more warmth, and give them that ability to ski a little bit more throughout the day. And then our GP60, sort of unchanged, you know, a little bit softer plastic, very easy for those young kids to get into that are just starting to get into ski racing. Want to keep them in it a little bit, keep their feet a little bit warmer and their shins flexing against the boot. You know, great starter boot for those young athletes. We are also offering this year our race guide, which is going to be up on the Gear Guide site for ski racing. This race guide, which we're going to pop up here in a second for you to scroll through. It gives you pretty much all the information I just explained in a little bit more detail. So when we talk about the marker plates, it gives you the mounting points on the marker plates. You know, you can talk about ramp angles and all those good things as well. It goes into a deeper dive into detail about boots in the new product updates. I know sometimes I do talk a little quick, so it is hard to take in everything I say. Whereas this guide, you can actually open it up, click on the website, and it will bring you through each product individually. You know, if there are more questions, you're more than welcome to come back to the Nordica Facebook page or the Ski Racing Media Facebook page. And, you know, I'll get to those questions as soon as I can. A couple other things we're bringing to the game this year. You bring it up whenever you want. Are, instead of carrying around, you know, every ski where you want to pick it up and flex it and do all that good stuff, we've created just a one ski sort of sizing ski. So when you go to these shops to a fit day, you can hold up this one ski and you can measure that kid from a 122, you know, up to your 193 length by just holding the ski and having him put his head to the back of it. You know, this creates less touch, a little less spread of germs around. We're also offering some shell cutouts that our rep forces will have around the country for the World Cup boots, ranging from UK 3 to UK 10. And then also we have these new junior animal sizers. They're pretty sweet. You got owls, you got ravens, you got hawks, you got panthers, you got all sorts of animals to get those little kids in here and get their foot fit correctly, you know, before sending them into the shop to use the shop's supply of boots to get them all fit up and ready to go for the season. We up? Mm-hmm. So on your screen, you should see right now the race guide. So again, like I was saying, the race guide brings you through the models. So you can actually look through the models I was just talking about, the World Cup models, the GP models, the junior race models, you know, as well as all of the skis from the World Cup race department, the non-FIS in the junior race. If you look on page 5, it actually gives you more details on the model. So it breaks down the model, you know, whether you can get stiff or soft on it. It gives you the radiuses of the skis. It actually will give you the SKU. So when you're looking to order, you can call into one of the certified CRCs, so Certified Race Center, that is in this brochure, that you can call into them with the correct SKU for the ski that you're looking for, and they'll be able to order it for you. Or if they have it on the wall, you can purchase it right then. The sizing matrix is also on here. So the sizing chart. So this sizing chart we created, you know, from that junior level of, you know, 6 to 7-year-olds all the way through your, you know, upper level college athletes. That's to help you, you know, create a sizing guide for yourself. So you can look through this, read through this, figure out what bindings you might need for your skis. So we'll, you know, it gives you recommendations. So if you're U14, you know, and so tall, you might be on a 171, and we recommend, you know, either that X-Comp 16 binding with it, or the X-Comp 12, which is another marker binding, depending on your weight or your height. Also on page 6, you know, it gives you the what's new, sort of what I just ran through with all of the product, the what's new, you know, with the race department skis, what's new with the non-FIS skis. So it goes into a little bit more detail, and you can actually read through it. You know, it's great to listen to me talk about it, and I can answer all of your questions as they come in. But it's just helpful to have it on paper as well, so it's easier for you to figure out. It also goes into, you know, the swag that we sell. And again, like I said, the piston plate, there's a lot of holes in that plate, and it helps you figure out, you know, where you should be mounted. You know, if you ever want to move yourself forward, you can, or backwards, depending on how aggressive, or, you know, if you want it a little bit less aggressive, where you want to be on that plate. You know, it gives you all of those functions and matrix on there to help you go and figure that out. Our race form is also listed on there. You know, our race form shows our race pricing, that if you are a USSS member, you will receive the race pricing at any certified race center around the country. So with that being said, you know, get out there, get fit, use this information that we're giving you through these live events to, you know, take your boots out of the closet, dust them off, you know, put your feet in them, see how they feel, you know, try to figure it out while you're at home. So you can either call into the shop ahead of time and set up an appointment to go get fit, or, you know, if you can figure out what you need right from home, it's even easier. but we're trying to give you guys all the tools for this with this information, so that you don't need to be out every day or going to all these fit days to create less COVID around the country. And then we're going to get into some questions here. Are you on it? I don't see any questions. Sorry, just 1 second. We're just trying to pull up the questions if there's some here.
Is it possible to get a catalog unmailed in one time, a Nordica based dealer, or is it available online?
Again, with the Nordica, the gear guide, you are able to go to the skiracing.com and go to their gear guide pages, and you'll be able to find our race guide, the Nordica Doberman race guide, there with all of this information on it. That was one of the questions. And I think that's all we've got so far. So, keep those questions coming in. These videos will be live for the next 3 weeks on Ski Racing and on our and on our Facebook as well. It is the season to get new gear, and the snow is going to be coming, and we are going to be skiing. So with all that being said, we hope you have a great day, and are looking forward to this, amazing ski season that we are going to have. Snow's in the forecast for Mount Bachelor, and time to dust off the boots and get ready. You guys all have a great day.